Broadcasting live from the Business Radio X studios in Pensacola, Florida, it's time for Pensacola Business Radio. Now, here are your Business Radio X hosts.
What if every problem that you think you have is a game and it's not real?
I haven't had a date in 16 years.
Oh, wow. Do you think who you are is this linear story? Like, I'm someone who's stuck in this situation, or I'm someone who has this job I don't like, or I'm someone who makes $40,000 a year, and your mind goes, okay, that's my story. I'm in this problem. I'm stuck. I'm in debt. Well, if that story goes away, then you go away because you've attached an I to the story. So if it dies, then I die.
Okay, so we're like 7, 8, 6, 4 days away, 5 days away? I can't count. We're close.
9 days.
It's Monday. So,
Monday.
Yeah.
So really close.
Yeah.
So welcome to Pensacola Business Radio. For those who have been hanging around for a little while, this is episode 5 of our Kyle Cease series with Kathy. And then today we have Joe. Kathy and Joe. That works, actually. Kathy and Joe.
Okay.
It blends. So welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Keith. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Kathy, thanks for the invite.
So Joe is one of the founders and pastor at Echo Life Church, which is currently meeting at the Vickery Center on Sundays at 9 and 10:30.
That's right.
But the church just closed on the property that's on Fairfield and Davis, which is great location interstate-wise and just in the community. And I can't wait to get in there.
So how does one decide to start a church?
Yeah.
So tell us your story.
I don't know how everyone starts a church, but for us, it was a moment where a lot of prayer.
Yeah.
You know, it's something that it's not easy. Church planning is the second most failed venture in America.
Really?
Restaurants number 1, church planning number 2.
But that means that the numbers are pretty high too. So there's a lot of people trying to do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So national average about 80% fail rate, meaning after church launches in 5 years,
you're done.
It's not there anymore.
If you even made it the first 3.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's something that you really have to be called to and be ready for. And I don't think there's anything that truly can prepare you, but we went at it with a team approach. We had a lot of good people around us. We partnered with ARC, which is the Association of Related Churches out of Birmingham. They're 18 years old. They've launched over 800 churches across America and now over the world. And they have a 97% success rate after 5 years. So if there is a coach winning 97% of his games,
you would hire that guy.
You would like to look at that playbook.
Yeah.
And, you know, they were so generous and just wanting the best for these communities, for our city. So we went through a year process to get trained, to get approved through them. And we launched January 22nd, 2017.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
All right. And then you've been in a temporary house since. And then
we've been portable. That's kind of the terminology.
Okay. That works.
Where we set up and tear down.
Right.
And we've been in the Parks and Rec department. We started at Bayview Senior Citizen Center. And since have transitioned to the Vickery Center on 2130 Summit Boulevard. And like Kathy mentioned, which is crazy because we're just over 2 years old. Yeah. We closed on the Highland Terrace Shopping Center. So
very cool.
We'll have tenants still there, and we've moved our office space there. But within, the next while, we'll eventually convert that space into our church. And
so how many in the congregation?
So we have
depends upon if it's warm out or not.
Yeah, that's right. Right now we're averaging right around 400 people a Sunday.
Very cool.
And that's kids, that's everybody.
Yeah.
But we're excited about that.
Yeah.
And
well, congratulations, man. That's
thank
cool.
You so much.
I mean, to watch it go from 0 to that in 2 years.
Yeah.
I think you'll make the next 3.
Thank you.
What's interesting is the ARC has a formula, just like any good business has a formula.
Yeah.
Any good franchise, McDonald's, go in and this is here and this is how you, and they have this hospitality crew. So you walk in and it's like people are like, I've never been to a more friendly church in my whole life, and because we make you feel welcome. We don't want people. Well, I don't want to. No, I know. From a marketing perspective. You don't want people to feel uncomfortable when they're coming to church, because most people, even we were uncomfortable. I'm like, oh, are they going to come after, and visit us?
Feel judged or
I don't worry. Nobody's going to judge me. I'm confident in Kathy.
Yeah, but I mean, some people, those are the things that keep people from coming.
I mean, there's a young woman there that, she brought her husband, and you could tell he was just very guarded and like, these people are going to, lay hands on me and put snakes around me or something like that. I mean, you could feel that on him. And
snakes are sleeping. You're all right. That's right.
And so, and I think we made him feel, hopefully made him feel pretty comfortable.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. We try to have good systems, but really we just have incredibly good people. Yeah. That just love others genuinely.
Full of them too, so.
And so it's easy to minister with people like that genuinely care. It's not an act. They want you to feel welcomed and loved. So that's great.
I was shocked to see how many people I knew that went to that church.
Yeah.
I mean, downtown people that I know from downtown. I mean, I go in and I'm like,
Yeah.
And it's like being home.
So does Echo stand for anything?
So we get it from John 10:10, which is a scripture that says, Jesus is speaking, I have come that you may have life and have it to the full. And really, that's what we want our people to believe, that Jesus came to give you something, a better way, and to really experience life the way he intended. And simply, in Greek, the word have is to echo. So have life, echo life. So we want you we want you to receive it for yourself and then share it with others.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what Kyle talks about is, if
coming from your heart.
Yeah. What is in your heart is what you echo out, which is what you said on Sunday. Right. And if you have unforgiven relationships in your life, you have that's negative, that's black in your heart, and you don't, you're putting out half love.
Yeah. Well, and you're gonna get back what you put out.
Exactly.
Right.
If it's not.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a biblical principle, but it's a universal principle.
It's the universal law, dude.
Yeah, it is so
you
true.
You can't escape it no matter what you believe, I think. I mean, it's just, if you choose to believe that's what reason it's coming back that way, that's
right.
I was at a meeting today, and the speaker was talking about, kids and how they're avoiding things and they're getting agoraphobic, and a lot of it's because of this this electronics.
Yeah, the extent of their human relations.
We used to sleep 11 hours a day before electricity, and then electricity came and it went down to 10, and then the radio it went down to 9, and the phone, and so now we're averaging about 6 hours of sleep a night.
If even that.
I get my rest.
I've shared this before, but in 1993 there were 600 websites. 600.
Wow, that was it?
Yeah. And now there's billions. I mean, we're just inundated.
I was going to say, I thought the other day, I thought it was like 4.8 billion or something.
I mean, we're just absolutely engulfed
that's
in
half
technology.
of the population.
Yeah.
I know. That's correct. I mean, I have 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's true.
Personally.
I have 2 or 3. Yeah.
And then the singer has 3.
And you're not cool unless you got a website.
That's right.
No.
So, but speaking of websites, let's talk about yours, the Singers, because you got tickets that are
So we added
different.
another discount level. So you can get tickets for $99 if you want to be up close and personal, because he does do, he interacts with the audience and brings people up on stage.
That's what I'm doing that one.
If you're on a budget, and you can go for $29. If you're a first responder, military, student, show proper ID at the Sanger box office, you can go for $19.
That's awesome.
$19 is less than what you would pay to go out with you and your wife, or you and a date for dinner. Invest $19 in yourself, if you're in that group, or $29.
That's 4 beers.
Yeah, I mean,
it's good.
29.
It's 4 beers.
29, that's still less than what you would go out for dinner. And so many people fail to invest in themselves. Yeah. And, I've worked with Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins, lots of motivational speakers. Now I get to work with Kyle Cease, and I'm excited to meet him. I'd like to see where he comes from. I haven't really heard I've heard some of his story, but I haven't heard all of his story.
I have not, in all the stuff I've been consuming, I don't think there's, I haven't seen the trailer yet or the YouTube video of just him telling his whole story.
I know.
Like, if you hear bits and pieces of it, but not all of it. So, but I knew he used to be a comedian.
Yeah.
I knew it was sort of a shot in the dark to get this started, but then he was like totally, like the first one out of the gate was everybody was like, dude, if you don't keep doing this, you're missing your call. So, And then watching him on all these other films, he's just so comfortable.
Yeah.
So you can just tell it's just something that's naturally exuding from him.
And he said he was tired of being a stand-up comedian. It wasn't fulfilling him.
Yeah.
And so he decided, I'm going to spend time in my space, in my creative zone. And had he not made that conscious decision to do that, which is what you and I were just talking about, he would not have had the opportunity to do Not Another Teen Movie, which is just amazing.
Yeah.
You know, I just spent 42 days in my own creativity, and it's like, pew, pew.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
things are
What do
just
you do?
coming out of me like crazy. Good things.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this he's going to bring some good things out of some people here in the crowd. I'm excited. I like audience participation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it makes the show
Oh,
go
yeah.
a lot faster and better.
Pensacola's on the verge of being the next great
Exploding.
city in the United States, not just Florida. And
We're top 5 of the beaches now.
Yep.
So we're
Nice.
on one hand.
There
Yep.
you go.
Yeah.
you know, we're going to be we'll be the next Charleston, you know.
Charleston's cool. I was from with the college.
I like Charleston.
It's a very, very
yeah,
cool
I do
city.
too. And
I had a really good steak in Charleston.
Where?
House.
I don't think
Steakhouse.
No, I worked at slightly up the creek, Magnolias, a bunch of places actually.
did you work with Seth?
No,
Boy, he's cleaned up his act.
yeah,
Big
I
time.
did pizza delivery there too. Man, I made a killing.
That's
It was
funny.
a great pizza delivery
Yeah.
town. Yeah,
Just a beautiful
Yeah.
area.
It is
Really
pretty.
is.
It
And
reminds
I
me of
haven't been back in a
Pensacola, though,
while.
to
It
some
does.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
does.
historic town,
Yeah.
and
It's
The-
definitely a way to see where we could be.
I
you
know.
The
The-
historic and beauty.
And I haven't been back there. So I graduated in 98 from culinary school. I haven't been back there since, but when I was there, it was just the downtown was maybe 15 blocks. And so now I've heard lately it's expanded like we have, right? And all of the other outlying areas, which would be like Gulf Breeze and which was Mount Pleasant, is all done sort of the same thing where everybody's just kind of putting their stuff together and finally coming together and building out.
Interesting coincidence there that the guy who started ARC, Pastor Greg Surratt, is at Seacoast Church.
Okay.
That started in Mount Pleasant. So
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
kind of cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
I
It
wanna
was-
go to
It literally was
Charleston
like
this year.
Charleston, Mount Pleasant was like Pensacola Gulf Breeze.
The
You
bridge,
like
yeah,
over the
yeah,
bridge,
it felt-
and
it
it's
felt that
totally
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
I lived in Mount Pleasant when I
very
went to school
cool.
there. Yeah.
Oh no, that was Savannah. I didn't care for. Charleston's it's very touristy.
Yeah.
It's very New Orleans-y, and I didn't care for
Oh,
it
see, I
much.
love New Orleans. I love New Orleans.
I don't like the Bourbon Street part of New Orleans. I like everything else.
Yeah.
I love living 3 hours from New Orleans.
Yes.
You can get there.
Exactly. But you can come home when you want
That's
to.
right.
That's
Get some beignets, come on back.
That's right.
Yep. I'll
That's
make
right.
you some beignets.
There you go.
I have a
So-
Cajun recipe for them.
My daughter makes actually pretty good ones.
Oh, cool.
With the mix, but she makes them pretty good. How do you get out into the like when I've always wondered this, like when you decided this hit you, right?
Yeah.
And I mean it hit you. It was pretty
Right.
much like an epiphany kind of thing.
It was in parts, but it
Yeah.
was really, I see it as a 10-year journey.
Yeah.
I mean, when my wife and I got married, we would talk about it. Hey, what if we're called to that? And we would ponder it a little bit, but it was always scary. I mean, that's a
Right.
big risk. And when you're comfortable, you don't take risk. And so there's a series of events that inspired us and motivated us to that. But there was a particular, jumping out moment where you guys say, okay, we're all in.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to do this. This is
Yeah.
what it's going to take. We're going to
Yeah.
sell our home. We're going to move. We're going to do whatever it takes. Yeah.
So, okay, so that hits you, and then you still did you still struggle with like being in front of people? Like how do you prepare for every Sunday?
Yeah. So I don't think it's anything that can prepare you, and it's hard to explain until you really have that pressure or mantle or responsibility of leading, the spiritual care of other people. I mean, the serious business. So
Sure.
I think God's been gracious when I haven't figured that out, and I'm learning and growing
Yeah.
still.
Nice try.
But
No, he told a story about his first message on
Oh, yeah,
Sunday.
yeah.
And
Is your trip going up the stairs?
it was just a comedy of errors. I mean, I messed up.
That's good. Get it out there. Get it
I
over with.
messed
Yeah.
up my punchlines, and my hands were flailing, or my hands were in my pocket the whole time. Everybody after church is always, "Good job, Pastor. Good job." And I was standing in the lobby area, and they would come to me and they say, "That was a good try." That was really something.
that's good constructive criticism.
Yeah,
No, I
so-
mean it was positive. They didn't say, "Oh,
No, but and then the pastor though.
They were rooting for you.
the pastor of that church that gave me that chance that Monday brought me into his office. He says, "You want to hear some good news? You ready for it?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready." He's like, "It'll only get better from
That's
here."
right. That's right.
You know,
It's all uphill, baby.
So he
It's all
broke
good.
down the tape. I mean,
Yeah.
he recorded it,
that's
and he did
awesome.
the playback.
Did he
of
have
it.
like the light pen and all that stuff? He was just
Just
drawing
about,
on it like
you know,
Madden.
and he
The
was
red
encouraging
pen.
me along the way. And the painful part of that is that he made me watch it on mute to really see my body language.
Oh, that's a good
Awkward.
idea, though.
That
That's
is
a really good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, it's painful to watch yourself.
Sure.
It's painful to watch yourself on mute.
And you're like,
hearing your own voice.
Oh no.
Yeah, but I could see that you're not focused on what you're saying now anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, and body language is huge, and you don't realize how much you're exuding off of there when you're standing up there in front of people, huh?
Incredible mentor to give me that opportunity and then to coach me through it. I mean, it was transformational.
Yeah.
So
It's always,
So now it's like, well, you just, I mean, you know what you're going to talk about, kind of thing, or do you pull stuff from the week, or?
So it's a process.
Yeah.
Like I know, in general, what I'm going to speak about for all of 2019,
Mm-hmm.
and I have ideas of where I'm going. So anything I read, Twitter, news articles,
Right.
books, I start putting it in a bucket, if
Right.
you will, a
Yeah,
file.
sure.
And so I build it as it goes, and then 2 months out, I get more in depth. Month out, more in depth, and the week of, it's really polishing it, putting it together, outline form, and try to be done Wednesday or Thursday of that week. Let
Right.
it rest on Friday. Look at it Saturday. Present
Sunday's
it on
game
Sunday.
time.
Sunday's game time. And
Game
I've
day.
been preaching now for 14 years.
Really?
I still
Holy
get
cow.
Yeah, when I was 20, so I still get sweaty palms.
Yeah.
Still
get nervous. I think that little you have to though.
Yeah.
It's good for you,
Yeah.
man, to get a little
Yeah.
bit
I mean,
nervous. So
It was funny to watch Zig Ziglar before he went on stage. He would stand on the side. And almost all of them do, and they jump up and down like
try to get their blood flowing.
And it's really cool to see. Very, very cool to
Especially
see.
all those high energy guys like Tony. You always all the film you see him jumping. And
Oh, yeah.
getting his
That guy's
dude,
another level.
He's intense, man.
Another
Totally intense.
level.
Yes, he is. And we had a
There's
lovely,
not a lot like him.
No.
You know?
I
We
don't
had a
think so.
lovely raw vegan dinner together lunch one day, and
Ugh.
I'm like, "Give me some meat, man."
Yeah.
He was like, "You don't need it. Clean your body out." That was back when I was super morbidly obese.
Yeah, but raw vegan, yuck.
He did it. Kyle did it.
Good for them.
Yeah.
The good for them.
Is that the key?
I have no idea. For them, maybe. You know, can you tell when you're? And I know you get to kind of, like you said, you get to kind of plan out. So it's stuff that I think you want to talk about. But can you tell when a talk hits you harder? Can you tell when it's coming from a different place inside you?
You know, I try to get to that level, honestly, every week. I really try to process what I'm saying. You know, a lot of times the messages are mostly, for me,
Yeah.
right? You know, I don't never.
But really, do you realize how much they're really for everybody else too?
Yeah, I do. And I always try to, and this is something, mentors have taught me over the years, is really visualize who you're speaking to, who's your audience, because they're going through that divorce, they're going through that heartbreak, that tough moment, that pain. So to be sympathetic to that, to empathize with that, and to really kind of understand, it's interesting because you think at one part, your message could really make a difference to somebody else.
The marriage one, I saw several couples
But-
crying afterwards together,
But
healing.
On the other hand, nobody remembers what you said by Tuesday. So it's like that paradox
Yeah.
of it's
I do.
Yeah.
important.
Does it stick? Does it stick? Yeah. What do you say? Yeah.
It's important, but also being there for people, answering the phone, being there when they need you.
Yeah.
That's an important part of pastoring as well. A lot more important, I believe, off the pulpit than on it.
Yeah.
So,
So do you get writer's block?
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I go through seasons of that, and what's hard in social media is you see some of the best there is
Yeah.
in the church
Yeah.
world.
It's hard not to copy
Don't
it, though, isn't
compare
it?
Andy
yourself.
Stanley, Steve Furtick, Craig Groeschel. You see these guys that they're 50 seconds on Instagram has 20,000 views or 100,000 views, and it's hard to say, man, that's not me. I can't ever get to that level.
I would put you on. So I would book you to
Well,
speak.
thank you. Well-
I really would.
Sweaty palms and all, man.
Yeah. It's free at 9 and 10:30 on Sundays. But I've wrestled with that over the years,
Yeah.
and I've tried to emulate those guys.
Yeah.
but it doesn't work.
You
just got to find your voice.
Yeah.
You got to find works for you. There's times that they say things that are inspiring and motivate me. I'm like, oh man, I could go in that direction like that. But it's so important to find your voice, because it's easy in anything to rip off anyone.
Sure.
It's easy to try to pretend you're someone you're not, but in the end of the day, you're going to be most authentic when you're just yourself. It's so much easier.
Yeah.
So the pressure's off.
Oh, yeah.
When I don't have to pretend to be anybody
you
other.
just talk.
And wherever that goes, that goes. But when you find your calling and your purpose and you feel fulfillment,
then it works. It all comes together. And so, okay. So, and I asked you that question because I think that's probably one of the things that grabbed me towards Kyle was that he was so original.
Oh, yeah.
He was so.
That's why I say he's Tony Robbins, but real.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tony's pretty original too. I mean, nobody else has been doing it.
He over-exaggerates.
Some of it becomes a production. I mean, it has to when you got that many people. I think it's sort of paying for that entertainment value. But the messages all hit home.
Yeah, the quote on here that from Kyle, it says, "Don't tell life what you want. Ask life what it wants from you."
Yeah. Yes, it's a completely different way of approaching some things.
It's really how you look at things.
I'm a firm believer in you create your own reality, and I think that if your mindset's not right, it's not going to come right to you.
I mean, look at Lucy and the Peanuts. She chose to be negative. Yeah. I mean,
she just wanted blanket.
She was just a mean old girl.
Yeah.
She had some unforgiveness in her.
Although it was kind of funny when Charlie got her back, he finally pulled the football out from under. I mean, I'm not one for revenge, but it happens.
I think it's all about. I think relationships and how you deal with people is all about your words. And how you treat people, and where
you come from, like your head or your heart, or your, what emotion are you in prior to, or what's the end result that you want, I think.
Yeah. I mean, there's balcony people and there's basement people. I choose to be a balcony person and lift people up rather than pull people down.
Yeah.
Your words can be an elevator to raise people up or lower them down. Yeah.
So, what do you like speaking about the most when you're thinking about stuff that you're preparing?
Well, what I enjoy the most is the Gospels, just what Jesus. I mean, incredible life.
Right.
Well documented, and just what way he treated people, the words that he chose. And the encounters that he had with people is really cool. So I like, you can, when you speak to people, you could speak to their worst or God's best.
Sure.
You can tell them what's wrong with them and what they've done wrong, but I've experienced, people already know that.
Right.
People know what they've done.
Oh, yeah.
They want
and a lot of times they don't want to talk about it.
They don't want to talk about it. But to hear a better way.
Yeah.
And to hear what God, how he views you and what he believes your life can be, that's inspiring. So just the life change, hope, encouragement. We don't see enough of it in our lives. And church should be a place that you don't have to endure it. You can enjoy it.
Right.
It's something that you're going to be able to walk away with and live into it on Monday. We like to say this. We approach Sunday with Monday in mind.
There you go.
Give them something for the commute, the workplace, the cubicle, the classroom, where they can apply their faith in practical ways. I think that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree.
My granddaughter says, I like your church, Gigi. It's not 3 hours long.
and we try to do it in about 60 minutes.
Yeah. Because the attention span's gone after that, man. It really is.
I think pastors forget this sometimes. And I've worked enough 9-to-5 jobs, manually demanding jobs. People are busy.
Yeah.
And they need rest. And to be able to give them hope, give them encouragement, give them community, let them be inspired by God's word, and then let them get home and rest.
Enjoy the rest of their day.
Nap.
I think that's important. Yeah.
That's one of the best meals, I'll tell you. Is the after church. It was either growing up for me. It was fried chicken. We always stopped at Hardee's on the way home, which was awesome. Back when they did really good fried chicken. Man, I was so excited.
It's the best nap.
Yeah, Sunday afternoon nap.
That nap.
He likes food.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So do you nap every Sunday? Is that like your
mandatory? I have 3 small children.
Yeah.
5.5-year-old boy, 4-year-old daughter.
Oh yeah. So you can still get them in the nap time.
Oh,
you can still sucker them in.
The oldest one doesn't do nap during the week, but I tell everybody nap. I mean, we're not gonna do well on Sunday afternoon without a nap.
Right.
So at least an hour. Everybody's zonked, and we hop
Very
up
cool.
and we just play and hang out afterwards.
That's awesome.
Are we going to be able to get this up before the weekend?
I'm going to put this up today.
Oh, okay. So we're not meeting on Sunday. It's going to be
Online only.
online only
cool.
because our
Okay.
facility's not available.
Okay.
So the website for it is
EchoLifeChurch.com.
Okay, ECHO.
Yep, EchoLifeChurch.com. And we'll be back in action March 24th at the Vickery Center. And, man, after that, it's 4 weeks from Easter.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Just
moving.
I'm fascinated. It is the only holiday that moves because
That's right.
it's the first Sunday after the first full moon of the
after
spring,
equinox. That's right.
it.
Not a lot of people know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and I've wondered because when I was growing up as a kid, I remembered it being way later in April.
Last year's April 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so,
Wow. It's late this year.
and I know Mardi Gras moves because of Easter moon.
It's
so
all-
you get
it's
all
all a
confused.
shuffle. Yeah.
You get all
Tuesday.
confused.
You know,
So,
yeah, Lent's 40 days, not counting Sundays
yeah.
before Easter.
So, what are you giving up?
So at our church, we do 21 days of prayer and fasting the first of the year.
Okay.
So we do 21 days
Habits.
out the gate just to kind of refocus.
Good for the New Year's resolutions, right?
That's right. So, and then, some people carry that on through Lent. Some people just do it at Lent. That's fine, whatever tradition. But I try to give up something that's going to make me better.
Sure.
So I usually do it, one thing physically. So
Yeah.
sodas or sweet tea are always a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tried to stick with that. I drink unsweet tea now, which is the most anti-Southern thing.
Tea is just, I don't drink it at all, so I'm with you.
Oh, man.
I can't stand the taste
I
of it.
love it.
It's horrible.
So no more sweet tea.
You need some oolong.
Whatever, as long as it's sweet, I'm
Yeah.
cool.
use
The tea
Truvia.
tastes like leaves, just like you just
Yeah.
pick leaves up off the ground and just pour some water through it and
There
call it
you
a
go.
day.
So you've never brined your chicken in
Yeah,
tea?
Well, no,
Okay.
not in tea, but I mean in front of the chicken. But I was born in St. Louis, which is half South, half North,
Right.
kind
They're
of thing.
confused.
But yeah. So we drank Kool-Aid, like lots of
There you
Kool-Aid,
go.
and
I bet you
I
drank
got down
Kool-Aid.
here, and when my friends' parents would offer me something to drink, it was tea or water.
Where's the Kool-Aid?
Yeah, there was no. Yeah, they looked at me like I was from a strange land.
Really?
So yeah, I didn't
always
drink
had
sodas growing
Kool-Aid.
up until I was in like high school and stuff.
Yeah, we didn't either.
Yeah, my kids never drank. They just don't like the flavor of them. So
But Kool-Aid, man, you can load it up with some sugar. 2 cups. I mean, you're
It's
jazzed.
at least 2.5.
You're
At
jazzed
least
up.
2.5.
I mean, that is
Yeah.
powerful stuff.
Yeah, of
Carl's-
course. Now they've got just grape drink,
Grape
which has
drink.
no
Yeah,
sugar in
grape
it,
drink.
which still tastes pretty good. So
Yeah.
that's what I was
Really?
drinking earlier. Yeah, it's actually not bad at all.
What
Where's
about
that
the?
at?
It's like it's next to the Kool-Aid. Actually,
Oh.
it's the little slim like Crystal Light things.
Very cool.
What about
No sugar.
the Grape-A-Co?
Yeah. The soda?
carbonated? Yeah.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I did. I can't. It's too sweet now.
It's just strong.
It's way too sweet
strong.
now. Orange soda though, I can kill orange soda all
Yeah.
day long. Orange sodas and Cokes, man, those are probably my two
Or
go-tos.
orange drink, right?
Yeah.
You got grape drink, you got
Yeah.
orange drink.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
Purple Source
strawberry drink and hot dog.
Purple Source Rex was the Kool-Aid. That was the
I
grape and the
remember
lemonade
that.
mixed together. It was
That
awesome.
was
go.
good.
Yeah.
Wow, we're
They
talking
stopped
about
making it
food.
for a little while, so you had to. Well, I mean, we're foodies, so we have
I
to get back to
know.
it. So
That's right.
And I don't think you can go life without. I mean, if you don't eat right, if
Yeah.
you don't feel right.
That's
right?
true.
You don't
No,
feel right, then
I
you
agree.
don't give out. So
And it's the same thing, we were talking about what you put in is going to come out.
That's it.
So your words, if you're surrounded by negativity, there's a book called Emotional Intelligence 2.0.
I heard you talk about
I did talk about that
yeah.
on Sunday where the guy studied complaining, and what he found out, those that complain more and more,
Have
they're
more to complain about.
hardwiring their brain to guess
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Complain more.
Yeah.
And they get caught in this,
Cycle.
confirmation
Sure.
bias of you're looking for negative, you'll always find
Yeah.
it. And then it proves your point, and you keep looking, and you're just caught in this cycle, and it's a dark cloud over you, and you realize nobody wants to hang out with you
Yeah.
anymore. I mean, you're just
Next
kind
thing
of
you know, you're all alone.
Eeyore.
Negative.
Yeah. So
Debbie Downer.
I've been going through Hack My Mind.
Okay.
Have you read that one?
No, I have
It's
not.
pretty cool. So the guy had a. It was really cool. He was a computer programmer, really smart computer programmer, and they hacked into the database of the White House, and he
Wow.
got Obama's credit card,
wow.
and then he got elected president like the next day. So, and then the Secret Service showed up at his door, and about that time he realized he was probably a little further along in the drinking and stuff that he should. He was a joke for him, but then it got like
Oh,
real
wow.
serious real quick.
Yeah.
And so he approached his rehab or his coming out of using the drugs and the alcohol as a computer program, and so he just rewired his brain.
So true.
And so he approached it that way. And so he's got like 21 days of changing your habit, right? But it's all approached as the way you would approach computer programming. Yeah. So it's finding the bugs, and it's all in that kind of language and stuff.
That's cool.
And it's really cool. Like and he gives you something every day to follow along with and kind of thing. He teaches you to meditate, which is really cool. Yeah. Because I don't think enough people do that. But it's been pretty neat watching him just rewire your brain. But I didn't realize how much you can actually do that. You know, it's just programmed in, and you just stop, just do something different, do something consistently.
It was so funny. I had to stop. I told you the world is going by me like I'm on the highway, and this is how work is going right now. Because
I hear Tom Cochran in the background.
Yeah, six weeks of being off, it's just crazy, and I'm like, I'm stressed, and I'm like, okay, hold on. Remember what I learned at one of the booking conferences. Well, this guy said he meditates. Well, what's the ultimate form of meditation? Prayer. It's like meditation on crack, right? Yeah. And I'm like this in my office with my head down, and I just started praying. My employee walked in. She's like, oh, I'm like, I'm praying, get out. I didn't finish, and I helped her with her thing, but I
had to pray with you.
Taking that moment to stop.
Yeah.
You know.
20 minutes a day.
That's it. It was amazing. So.
Yeah. Have you heard of Flow, the book Flow?
I have not.
So it's kind of like the opposite side of the one that did our Hardwired Uncomplaining. This guy wrote, and I can't even pronounce his name. It's like Sarajevo or whatever. It's one of those countries over there where really smart people are, actually. And he wrote about the homeostasis of being in that enlightened state of mind and keeping it that way and living that way.
Oh, wow.
So it's all about how to reach flow, which is what he calls it, and how to maintain that throughout your daily life. So it's not just when you meditate, or it's not just when you go to church, or it's not just when you sit in the deprivation tank for 20 minutes or whatever. It's a constant thing, and it's hard to follow along because it's a simple concept. It's so simple. It's like, dude, this has got to be hard, right?
Yeah,
but the way he starts to apply some things, and I mean, some of it starts sounding kind of boring in the beginning, but I think once you get into it, everything else starts to happen, and it just becomes it flows. So I'll write his name down before I leave.
Sure.
It's definitely a good read.
That's
definitely
awesome.
a good read. So,
well,
I wonder what Kyle reads. We'll have to ask him when we talk to him.
Yeah.
I'm curious what these guys. Like what did Tony Robbins and Gary V's and all these.
I know Tony
dudes.
did a lot of Zig Ziglar.
Yeah.
A lot. Zig always says, "Don't criticize, condemn, or complain."
Yep.
I got lots of Zig Ziglar quotes in my head.
And I think they say read every day.
Yeah, you need to. It keeps your brain healthy.
Yeah, and not just all of the advertisements and stuff you see.
That's right.
Like actually read.
That's what it told somebody very close to me. I said, "Get off that social media." I'm not reading it. I'm just flipping through it. And I'm like, because I read an article that they said that you see the increase in teen depression really it spiked with cell phones, smartphones, and all of that stuff.
Did it spike, or is it just that we're that much more connected now that you realize it? There you see.
No, it did spike. There was a study, and it was in the Delta In-Flight magazine, and we don't let our granddaughter touch our phones at all. At all. There's no reason for it.
Yeah. Where's Dr. Stephen Donovan out of Panama City, who was talking at I-10 last year. He was telling the actual brain is being rewired to learn visually, way more visually now than it ever did as far as reading stuff. And I just thought, it's how amazing.
You talk about habits, there's a lot of psychology to the design of social media where it's engaging and habit forming and so flowing that they know your patterns, and it's just so easy. I mean, you can scroll and scroll and scroll. So it's just kind of locks you in. Yeah.
If you've bought a ticket through Ticketmaster, I know what you like. I can find what you've purchased and what your affinities are.
How about that?
It's
crazy.
Where
you came from. I mean, all the way down to like where to church on Sunday. Yeah.
The marketing information that we have available now, it's just blows your mind. Yeah. So, Kyle Cease is coming Monday, March 25th, which
9
is
days.
very soon.
Starts at 6.
Starts at 6. We're probably not. We're starting at 6.
Okay.
And you can get tickets for $29. If you're a first responder, a student, military, you can get tickets for $19.
Awesome.
It'd be $20. There's a $1 box office service charge at the theater. You have to go to the theater to get them. It's general admission, so you can sit with your friends within sections, and it's going to be a great event.
Yeah.
This is for anybody. First responders, salespeople, entrepreneurs, somebody that's having difficulty in a relationship, somebody that just wants to take it to the next level.
Do some leadership stuff for your team or your business.
Yeah, I mean,
or your church.
Five people can go for $100.
That's awesome.
And you could sit together, or you don't want to sit with your coworkers, you know.
It is participation. There is expected. But you don't have to.
But you don't have to. No,
right.
It's not expected. You can go sit in the upper, in the back all by yourself. And if you need to boo-hoo,
or you can be like Keith. I'm getting right on stage.
Maybe we'll put some tissues.
I'm raising my hand.
Maybe we'll put some tissues in every few sections.
Make it as big and as challenging and as embarrassing as possible, because it's otherwise you won't grow.
I mean, he's funny too, though. I mean, he's
and honestly, I say all that jokingly. Not one person that I have seen go up on stage with in the films and stuff has he ever made feel in any way, shape, or form, less than, or did they not leave that stage feeling better, more whole of a person? I think. And
why not go to a transformational event for you? That
transform others too.
Transform others, because Mahatma Gandhi says, "Be the change you want to see in the world, or in your city, or in your company, or in your family, or in your church."
What I watched on YouTube of this guy, it seems like he genuinely believes in what he's saying, and he's genuinely sincere to the people that he interacts with. It just feels like he's kind of in the moment, in the zone with each person.
He's definitely in the now. You can tell that for sure.
So that's cool.
Yeah,
I think that's rare.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, and that's what I was kind of asking you about. Do you know when the things you're speaking on, when they're coming from that place that's whole, from the heart or heart centered, or and I think it's the only way I just know how to explain it. But you can tell the difference when you're just talking about something, a lesson, and when something's really striking home and coming from you. So I think that's where he lives when he does this stuff, for sure.
I think he lives in that consciousness all the time, though. Really, I don't know how you can put on and be this kind of speaker. I think you live that
has
life.
To be who you are. Yeah,
because people will see right through you if you're not. They see right through you.
I agree.
So
all right, so website one more time.
It's PensacolaSanger.com to watch the video. Scroll down to the bottom of the page, and then you can link from there to Ticketmaster.com.
Right. And from our social media, you can.
Yes, save the Ticketmaster fees, and you can get them at the door. Don't get them at the door. It's GA, but get your tickets in advance.
Get them at the box office before the door.
Yeah, it's going to sell out. So
very cool. All right, so Joe, thanks for being here, man.
Yeah,
very
Keith,
cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
appreciate you
absolutely.
having me.
Good luck online.
Yeah, thank you.
It'd be a lot easier, a lot less sweaty palms, maybe.
Well, I recorded the message earlier today.
Okay.
So
okay,
it's locked in. Yeah.
Right. Very cool. So will you do live interaction too while you're doing that, or is it really just going to kind of stream and?
It's just stream. Yeah, it's stream.
Very cool.
So anybody can watch it starting Sunday morning.
Yeah.
It'll be available throughout the week.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
You can come out to the professional kitchen with me and watch it. We're going to eat some good food.
I can watch it right here. I got 5 TVs.
You don't want
We'll put them on surround sound.
There you go.
Yeah, I do want good food.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What time?
10:30 we're meeting.
Okay.
I can forward you the address.
Call me if I'm awake.
There you go.
I like Sunday's my sleeping day.
All right. Get that nap after.
Yeah. We'll take that too.
10:30 is not that late.
So,
you'd have to get up at a little earlier to get out to
I can handle a little early. I'm okay with that.
There you go.
All right. So we're trying to get Kyle one more time. So we have 2 more shows left before the event that you'll hear from us. But then find everything on social media. Picola Radio X on Twitter, Picola BRX on Facebook, Sanger.com.
PensacolaSanger.com.
Yep.
Sanger Theater.
Sanger Theater on Facebook. Yeah.
So I was an early adopter and grabbed that sucker.
Smart.
We don't tweet. Our people are old. Old people don't tweet. They don't.
I hear you. I don't tweet. I'm not old, but I don't
When
tweet
I heard
either.
that at a corporate conference, I was ever so excited. I don't understand that.
So, all right. So we're out of here. We'll see you next time. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right. I want to thank everybody for listening today. My name's Keith Hilbert. This has been Pensacola Business Radio. You can find us at Picola Radio X on Twitter, Picola BRX on Facebook. You can find us on LinkedIn at Business Radio X Studios.Pensacola, or you can find us on Instagram at Pensacola Business Radio, or on our websites at businessradiox.com, or on our live feed at businessradiox.live. If you are interested in being a guest on Business Radio X, please visit either one of our sites or our social media sites to find a link to book your appearance. This has been Pensacola Business Radio, where business is good and your work matters.